Clavicular.
Are we
What's your
live?
thoughts? Yeah, bro. We're just yeah.
This
I
is
love
terrible.
him. I love him, but I think he's he has his problems. He's a little too material.
Yeah.
But he's pretty much all material. But he's a great character.
I agree. I agree. Do you agree with this philosophy?
No,
No, you don't think looks is
no.
one of the most priority things. It's a priority for men. Usually for connections, for success,
Yes,
for women, for like the basic needs to thrive in
but
society and life.
I think it's important. But like there's things higher than that. Your what you're spiritually in tune with is like what's going to be attracted to you. Like not on a religious a religious level. Talking about ontology is one thing, but just general spirituality, what level of consciousness you're at is who you'll be attracted to by. Like the whole like stand user thing, like stand users are attracted to stand users and like JoJo, like that is like real, that's real. As
Yeah.
corny as that analogy is, it's like wherever you're at in life, you're going to attract those people. So Clav is someone who is now finally getting all the girls, but are they elite high level girls? Maybe on a looks, their looks matched, but up here it's like not really. They're not all really there. They're vanity seeking, but that's exactly who Clav is, right? Like he's there to kind of like embody that as a character, which is why I still love him, because it's like you can't. You're gonna get mad and overly invested in the characters that show up on the screen. Mm-hmm. It's like at the end of the day, like you shouldn't be taking it too seriously.
Yeah. I was gonna add one thing I thought about today about Clavicular is whether we agree with him or disagree with him. I think he is taking this Looksmaxxing thing and in a way is pioneering the new wave of how male beauty is looked at.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. Aside from his ideologies and what he believes in, I truly believe that this guy is shifting how men are perceived when it comes to how men look. And the dating marketplace and how much of a shift it's about to enter. So he's an interesting individual, and I don't even think he realizes that he's about to shift how men are perceived in the dating marketplace.
Yeah.
I think were you going to say something, Alt?
No, I was just hearing.
To add on to that, the dating pool is, we've kind of like, masculinity has been attacked for so long. But the Clav is kind of like the great reset in a sense for masculinity. Whereas like, okay, in the same way Andrew Tate was for like, it doesn't matter if you think he was too extreme or you don't think he's the right role model. What he accomplished for masculinity and moving it towards being more grounded and centered, like it, bringing masculinity back to men, right? Like Clav is kind of doing the same thing with regards to beauty and looks. Like we should be. It's essential. Like it's honestly like holy to want to achieve beauty in the world. Now, when we're taught, there is a crossover when it becomes vanity, and I think he really embodies that. But no one who is ever going to make a mark in the public sphere, like in the great play, the great story, makes a mark by walking the center path. You have to overcorrect, especially in this modern day and age where everyone's like so like demanding characters that are over the top. Like Clav is the over the top character, but what he brings to the table in terms of like you're saying, like masculinity is great.
Right.
And it's totally like, women will call him gay or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, who cares about what they think? The great hypocrisy is like, it's pointing out how vain women are.
Yeah.
With their pursuit of fake beauty, with all the layers of makeup and the hoflation and the idea that, you know, women's value are tied inherently to their looks. Like, well, it is in a large sense, and so therefore they like try to inflate it. But it's like, it's gotten to a point where it's so bad that now men are kind of doing it. But, you know, it's I don't know. I'm going off the rails, but you kind of like catch my drift with the direction I'm going. I don't know if someone wants to
so
pick
like
that up.
honestly, what I really like about is like him going to the extreme measures, whether it's like fucking injecting whatever, like peptides, fucking doing surgery. He's willing to take whatever it takes to kill the old self, the old version that he does not like anymore. And whether if it's good for him or bad for him, he's willing to destroy that image that he no longer wants to be associated with his mind or what, like spiritually, physically, mentally. He wants to completely, you know, just altercate that image, altercate, altercate that image, and yeah.
I wouldn't even say he wants to altercate his image. I think he's just shedding off old skin.
Yeah.
Just like every man encounters, right? Starts off as a kid, plays around, turns into a teenager, you know, experiments a bunch of different bullshit, and then finally enters that stage of like, all right, well now I'm, you know, evolving into this young man. And then
Yeah, I mean, funny thing is he's only 19 years old.
Yeah, so he's definitely shedding off old skin, and entering this new phase of like manhood.
Right. But you know,
that's
like
awesome.
I think it's also fucking a lot of people's men's self-esteem, but it's also making them more conscious about how they look. You know, I see a lot of people, like I was like, I wanted to take this. I did a little deep dive into the whole Looksmaxxing community, how it is. I went on a couple of Discord servers, and these guys look good and great, but they're so meticulous and autistic about certain little things, whether it's hollow cheeks, about their skin, about, you know, like little things about your hairline, how you dress. It's like, it's
It gets overbearing, you know.
yeah,
Like,
it does. Yeah.
right. It's you get to a point where it's too much. But just like everything else, like there's never like the world around you is always going into extremes. It's kind of like what you can take out of it. Like, so that's why I love the fact that it is extreme, because it's meant for you to look at it and pull from it what is of value, but like you're not supposed to emulate it one to one. Like
For sure.
Clav is not a healthy archetype, but if he were to be anything other than who he is, he wouldn't be famous.
100%. I agree
very
with that.
true.
Remember, I think we had a discussion about that earlier, where I never thought of it from that lens, where there are extremes in every single subject. But I do believe when these extremes are put out there, it's your job to be able to filter out and take what you believe is helpful and necessary for you to grow as a man, or even just as a person in general. So I really like that take about, you know, there has to be somebody who takes it to the extreme on either side of the spectrum, right?
Right.
In order for you to understand, okay, well, I definitely can't match that. I shouldn't match that, if anything, because it's probably not the most healthiest thing for everybody to be extreme with something. We also wouldn't have a market, I believe, if there isn't some sort of like peak. But
sure.
to take in everything, or to take in the things that you believe are necessary to shape who you are, I think it's very important.
Right. I mean, like from this clavicular archetype, we're gonna get other archetypes that are gonna be pioneered. Just like, you know, there's a bunch of Andrew Tate copycats. You know, you could call them copycats, or people who adopted his philosophy and ideology and made it even better. And, you know, a lot of people are taking it into a whole thing with another guy named Oscar Patel. Health equals looks. Taking care of your health is what makes you attractive. You know, the more healthy you are, the more attractive you are. And, you know, now I'm seeing
It's
a lot of people.
definitely-
Now I'm seeing a lot of people quit, you know, marijuana, quitting nicotine, including myself. And, you know, people are taking care of their health more, being more conscious of what you put in your body, what you digest, what you see. It can also be on a spiritual level as well, you know, with your five senses. So, wow.
Well, you know, we're to I have a couple points, but I want to go back a bit and just talk about like everyone knows like this whole viral like picture of like the penguin where he's like walking out into the Arctic and he's not going back to the comfort of his home or to go hunting with the rest of his group. He's going straight to the mountains. And it's like, obviously that's what he's doing is crazy. That what that penguin is doing is crazy, but it's like, that kind of like is emblematic of like radical faith and radical belief in yourself and just kind of like the idea of what it means to be a man that forges his own path. And that is Clav. That's why Clav is successful, is because by all means, what he's doing is ridiculous. To the extent where it's like so over the top. But he had a message and a point to prove, and he didn't let the world tell him he was ridiculous, even if it is true.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like shaping the perception, which I don't believe that truth is guided purely by perception, but at the level of like, the public media level, like he absolutely is forging his own path, and you kind of have to have that intense belief in yourself, which is kind of reflected in the whole Looksmaxxing thing. Like I'm gonna be a Greek god statue. Is that necessarily healthy? Well, I don't know, but and then to add on, like, yes, I would also agree that physiognomy is now becoming like huge. Like people are looking how they look. But the problem is that the worrying thing is like, are you going to be too materialistic about it? In the sense, like, are you going to be so focused on the outer self, like
that you forget the internal self?
Yes. Yeah, because people are thinking too much
externally.
The outer self is a reflection of the inner self, and like to a degree, that's true, but it's not completely one-sided. Final point, which is with regards to Clav and the extremes and the pendulum. It's like the only people that are really getting mad at this are people whose identity is not found within themselves, because the only people I see getting mad at it and pointing out that he's too extreme, this and that, are people who are worried for the sake of, the weakness of others, and either it's they themselves only know themselves through their reflection in other people. Like they only know themselves based on the characters that they associate themselves with, and so maybe they think Clavicular is dangerous because he's too one-noted or he's too extreme. But it's like, you would only think that if you yourself like don't have a firm enough identity and understanding of yourself. Because at the end of the day, like, I can go look at Clav and just kind of like laugh and kind of be out here in like the ethereal plane and just kind of like pick one or two things I love about him and say, that's great. Other people are like really freaking out. They're like, this is too far, this is too extreme. And it's like, why are you letting this storybook character like affect your life that much? Because that's, in all honesty, like, he's not in your life.
No, but it's changing their social media. It's changing how other people are. It's changing their friends. It's changing the school. Now that, especially middle schoolers to high school. Now this is gonna be fucking, and it's gonna be such immense Looksmaxxing in the fucking school, talking about mewing. There's just gonna be jokes and memes and stuff like that, and people are gonna take it really People are gonna take it religiously now. So I think people are very scared of that, especially with 14 to 17-year-olds. They're probably gonna.
Yeah, they're worried about 14-year-olds taking meth.
That's a real point. I was gonna say I see where you're coming from, Chud.
HGH, peptides, all this, at a very young age.
Some people are really showing their insecurities when it comes to what Clav is doing, and I think it's because of what you kind of pointed out, that it's almost like they're bringing out their own insecurities, that they can't be their own person, like Clav has become. Like, he has an identity of who he is and who he wants to be, and the person he wants to put out there.
Right. He's very
people don't
image
have-
oriented.
Yeah, these people don't have that kind of identity, and that's what they fear. It's like, not almost they fear that they don't have. They can't express themselves in a way that they wish they could. This isn't like to hate on them. This is almost to tell them, hey, you need to do some self-reflection, figure out who you are, and have a better identity of yourself.
Has he articulated what it is he like wanted out of Looksmaxxing?
Success. His whole philosophy is looks. Like, you can get 80% status, you can get 80% wealth, but looks is the one thing that it's gonna, people are gonna treat you better. You're gonna get connections better. You will look. You're appeasing to look at. It becomes a halo effect, and I think we're all familiar with the halo effect, where when you look better,
Yeah.
Like let's really see. It's a cognitive bias, where an initial positive impression of a person, brand, or product unconsciously influences perception, causing people to assume other unrelated positive traits exist. So just because someone really looks better, I mean, you could go into physiognomy with this, you're more inclined to get more opportunities, just more opportunities in general in life, and you'll be more successful in life. People will treat you better. You will have more things. It's easier to get status, wealth, and looks status and wealth with that as well.
Right.
Right.
What does he want out of life? Like, granted, you get all these things. It's like, these are kind of like things external about you. Like, to go back into the whole idea of like,
I think after he
as a person.
After I think he achieves the external, I think eventually he's gonna go more inward and try to achieve more internal.
Yeah, he's just not there yet, is he?
He's not there yet. He's 19. He's young.
Winning with what it is that he wants.
I mean, imagine you're 19 years old with this fucking
Right.
immense fame, all these women, all this money. You could travel all around the world now. Yeah, I think it's gonna take him a couple years to finally, take the God pill and go more inward spiritually. So, I mean, Zerka also really likes him as well. I see him on his Twitter. He supports him quite a
Right.
bit.
I mean, for the same reason, I think he's an ultimate positive influence on masculinity.
Exactly.
Like all things.
But it's almost like a blue pill. It becomes too feminine to really worry about your looks too much. I mean, apparently he was so insecure about his looks that he wouldn't talk to anyone for like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, like you kind of mentioned, the idea of working on his exterior in order to then focus on his interior.
Yeah.
The idea that he will be this physically attractive person, it's almost like a fake it till you make it sort of thing.
Yeah.
I will put on a mask, the best mask I possibly can, until I start believing that this mask is actually my identity. I don't know if I agree with it. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with it. I do believe you can have self-confidence without having the best looks, but that's obviously a different point and a different rabbit hole that we can go into. I did a quick Google search really quick, and it was really like, what does he want out of life? The question you asked, Chud. Validation and status. His philosophy is rooted in the idea that if you are not actively maximizing your looks, you will be left behind, suggesting a desire to escape social irrelevance. So he wants to be known in society. I think that's his overall goal. He wants the fame.
Let me ask you this question: would you be fat, ugly, and rich, or would you be a Chad and poor?
Depends. I don't know if my idea is to search for wealth.
I know those are extreme ends, right? You're a fucking Chad, but you're poor, but you're fucking fat, ugly, and you're rich. What would you choose?
I think it's both of those. Both are like examples of like what external veil would you prefer?
Yeah.
Like it still never gets at the core of like the issue, which is I see with like priests or pastors talking about Clav, like the issue of him, which is like you don't have a grounded center. Like, okay, you want the status, you want the fame, you want the attention, you're insecure. I get the reason why, and it makes sense. Like his logic is correct, but at the end of the day, it's like where does it lead you when you get all those things? Like these.
I have to take a piss.
Idea,
My bad.
Yeah, no worries. This is the whole idea with like anyone who gets successful. It's like they get to a realization that like, okay, yeah, I have it all, but like I still have this problem, this hole in myself that is not filled. You know, I'm not still at peace. I'm still yearning for something, and that never gets fixed by the you know, the external stuff. So, is it healthy? Is it good to be pursuing Looksmaxxing? I think, yeah. In the same way, it's healthy to be able to lift weights, but you have to have a purpose behind everything you do, whether it's the looks or lifting the weight. Like, why do you want to lift the weights?
Yeah.
Is it just to get women? Okay, so you're externalizing your validation needs, and it's like that in itself isn't masculine. What if my reason I wanted to lift weights was because I wanted to protect people around me, or protect myself? That's a much better reason, and its goal is grounded in something that's actually like I don't know, like definitely more
Drive.
godly, you would say. Yeah, drive. Your reason for something like, oh, I want to be able to protect my like wife and children, you know, or I want to not get like you know, graped in like a shower, like whatever it is. Like that's a better reason to lift weights, to not get graped in a shower, than to just want, you know, vanity from women. You know?
Yeah, I think him being at such a young age, the ideas, or the reasons why he's Looksmaxxing, are really very surface level. Yeah, the women, the fame, the attention. And like I said very early on in this conversation, it's kind of him shedding off a part of him, and he's entering this new stage of manhood where he's like, the women are the only focus. I think in the future, he'll realize that, okay, well, now that I have the looks, there's more things to a man that I need, and I need to work on. And his character, I think, definitely will shift.
But he's the perfect character. That's the thing. Yeah. Is like Andrew Tate. We're talking. We got to remember, pre-2021, 2022, like the absolute state of being a man. You know, with especially the young generation. Or,
I mean, it got a lot of young men.
Just look at.
Sorry, continue.
Go ahead. Go on.
It got a lot of young men to go into the gym. It got a lot of young men to establish themselves, to read more, to be more educated more, to read about philosophy. I mean, this is like, and to also be less emotional, to be more grounded. Especially, I remember you saying that. Like, I feel like
and it's almost like the next step in that is, like, if we view this as a step of staircases, like the next step might be something like looks and the importance of image, and it's like, yes, is it superficial? Okay, yeah, it is. But it's like, if we look at the state of where young men are, the post-Tate, like let's say they're not grounded in Christianity or just God or anything, the next step would be to be focused on the importance of image and what that symbolically represents. To get the base, you know, like machoism a little there, you know, and then have that like kind of temper down. And then now we're in a new cycle about looks, and it's like, the reason why Clav is popular is because what people need, he's filling that void. If he is the perfect casted character for this grand story of, you know, yeah, as we're progressing through time, like everything is a story, and he fits the character need in like society's like conscious, like he represents that character. It doesn't mean that it's a healthy character, because society isn't at a healthy stage right now, but it fits the exact character that society needs to move on and elevate to the next level. And of course it's extreme.
Yeah, it's part of the timeline. It's part of the timeline. It's like following the Andrew Tate wave. You know, there was kind of almost like a pause for masculinity. I guess men just really putting their head down and figuring out who they are internally, and then shows up Clav, and this part of the timeline where it's like, okay, well now you need to focus more on your looks, strictly your looks, and yeah, very
Yeah, same
interesting.
with Nick Fuentes' rise. And
Right.
the
Ah, right.
change
I
in the
actually
right.
forgot about Nick Fuentes. Right.
And it's like men are being reestablished into a masculine frame, and like, and that's why like people rise and fall in popularity, is because they're no longer needed by the mass, like public subconscious. Like Andrew Tate is no longer needed anymore, and in the same way, like how do YouTubers last so long, 10, 15 years, and still maintain relevancy? Well, they're not doing the same things they were doing when they started. A new niche came, a new need, a new desire came, and the ones that stayed the longest in the popularity contest switched who they were. Kanye West, great example. All his different eras were not just because he had to, he was having a psychotic break. I mean, you could say part of that is from it, but if he was still doing graduation music, he would have fallen off. As much as that's like a controversial take, he would have fallen off if he was still stuck in 2007. Not all of his eras may have been great. Maybe people have problems with it, but again, he's very tapped into the subconscious, the great subconscious. So it's like he knows that if he wants to continue to keep momentum, like anyone else who is tapped into this and wants to remain popular, you have to
understand how other people think and what they want, what they're looking at, and what's going to be progressing in the future. You have that.
More than that, like Steve Jobs says, like you have to know what people don't want but need.
Yeah, I remember that quote.
I think the broader picture of all of this really is change, right? I think change is necessary with everything. I mean, the nature itself changes, right? You get 4 seasons. Humans change. Kanye West, his music style changes. What you guys just said, not what people want, but what people need. They don't even realize they need it yet, and there are people that are put in place in this timeline, like you said, where they need this change, and it's already there for them to easily transition.
Yeah, and people always like to say, where it's everything is top-down controlled, and we're all fed a story, and like to an extent, yes. But what I think is really happening is they don't really have control. Like the story must progress, and all they're able to do is recognize that the story exists and maybe predict a little into the future what those story beats are, and therefore kind of like mess with it and manipulate it. But at the end of the day, they don't have full control over it. This is something organic of its own accord that happens naturally. And anyone who can tap into that and like prepare themselves for the next season, that person will be the next big thing. Clav tapped into something before anyone else did. He's the first to market, and he's been rewarded for that when everyone called him ridiculous. And you could still call it ridiculous, but he has all the fame and success right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's the talk of the town.
Cool.
So,
what else you got on the plate for us, Alt?
I wanted to go into the subject of now it's our 2026. Now we got some goals, we got some aspirations. Has everyone been avidly trying to pursue your goals and what you want out of this year?
Definitely.
And is it what you really want? Because a lot of our desires sometimes isn't really our desires. If we really think about it, if we have everything we wanted already, you think of it, you have it. What is it that you truly want now?
It might be too far forward. That might be a question that's not really answerable. It's more or less like, have you found something that you're passionate about and want to see it to the end, even if it sucks in the end? Like, yeah, there's something I'm really interested in pursuing, but who knows how it'll pan out 6 months from now. But I have switched something deep in my mind, which I don't know if you guys watch Elijah Long. Anyone know who Elijah Long is? He's the, I don't know if he
Film
coined
producer.
it, but he definitely is the first person I've ever seen talk about it. And now it's kind of mainstream, the idea of like retard maxing.
Oh, okay. Where you just retard accents, like where you just do it without thinking about it. Almost, not thinking too much, because we're too we're too in our heads. We're too in our heads about
Right.
if we should post this, if I should upload this, if I should go about it this way, that way. No. Just fucking do it. See where it leads you. Fucking fail. Start failing and start learning.
Yes, and there's too many questions you can always ask, and a lot of those questions can only come from experience, right? So you just gotta like do something. That right for me right now, that is just like I've been struggling for a couple of years. Like, what do I want to make content on? Well, you just got to get in front of the camera first of all and just keep going. And so that's this year for me. That's part of the reason I'm here.
Same.
Is that's what I want to achieve this year is just more time and presence on the camera, honing a skill when it comes to like, public speaking and generating clips. It's like, I am like stuttering over something. It's not going to be a clip, but like ideally a year down the line, I want to be able to say like, oh, I could have something said cohesively that really impacts and changes someone and be good at that. Is that something that's the right fit for me? I don't know, but I'm tired of overthinking it. I just want to do it and try it out. And if it doesn't pan out, oh well, but I need to know that I put 100% into it.
I 100% relate to you with this. I think for a long time I've been contemplating on what type of content I want to make, how should I go about it, how I should edit it, just start fucking doing it and start seeing where it can take you, really. And like I really relate with you with if it doesn't work out for me, it's all good, but at least I put 100% into it. I put my all in, I put all my effort into it that I really wanted to make it work, and if it didn't work, oh well. It wasn't meant for me.
It's an interesting word. I never heard of it. This is the first time I ever heard the word retard maxing. But it's I think it's something that's in a lot of men, to be honest, where they want to do something, but there's some sort of wall that's preventing them from just taking action and not even thinking about it. I think we all fall victim to it, and we all want to just jump on the ship and ride it and see where the hell it takes us. But we always put something in our way to stop us. And right before we do it, we never realize that that's what's holding us back, is that this wall isn't allowing us to take that leap and seeing where, the waves take us.
It's like people always, I think it's like in the public discourse for the past couple months where it's talking about like, you're not, no matter how you feel psychologically, like you're not actually dead till you're dead, right? Like, so much anxiety, so much like cognitive dissonance, so much bullshit when it comes to just like doing something and all the emotion and anxiety. And it's like, dude, all that is like fake. Like, so the whole retard max paradigm works by recognizing that there's only two lanes. You can either be an idiot or a retard. The idiot is always overthinking. He's an idiot because he thinks too much. Whereas like the retard just does the thing. Like the retards are like happy. Like you're on the short bus, bro. Like everyone on the fucking short bus is happy. They're like living their best life. They're living in the moment. It's sunshine and rainbows. It's, it feels so good to be with you, like type shit. Like it's, they're not focused on, let alone what's happening, in politics and this and that. Like they're not in their mind. They're just living the rawest experience. They're not having anxiety panic attacks. That's only can come from overthinking.
Right.
Even in ourselves, like fitness is the greatest example of that. Like not, you can obviously overdo fitness, but like, oh my gosh, like I feel so anxiety ridden. Yeah, maybe like go pump some weights. Like you haven't like moved your body around. Like so much of what you're suffering through with your life is just the fact that you're just not doing enough shit. Like And that weed is like the ultimate, like, idiot
Devil.
drug. It's like, it's part
It's
of the
the
reason why
fucking
I
devil.
don't like
Yeah.
do it anymore, because
It makes you fucking overthink. You're just paranoid and you're just stuck in a
you're
trance state.
constantly an idiot.
Yeah, you're constantly an idiot, and maybe sometimes it makes you feel like you're like thinking about things so introspectively. When maybe sure you get like some nice gold nugget thoughts off of it, but in the long run you're just
Did you do anything with those thoughts? Oh, I put
Yeah.
it in my journal.
Here's what I will claim, or here's one thing I will defend about marijuana, and I quit smoking weed a long time ago. But I did notice when I did smoke weed, ever so often, like once a year, my creativity levels were really, really high. The minute you start overdoing it, and you're doing it like every day or even once a week, that's when your mind becomes the mush. But I noticed when I did it like once a year, for like a good span, my creativity thinking, like I was constantly coming up with a lot of creative ideas, not acting upon them. Like I should channel
Right.
that retard maxing on those creativities. But I did notice that. That's the one thing.
It's
I'll
a
depend on
pattern
marijuana.
interrupter, you know?
Yes.
It puts you in a different headspace, but yeah, it's not healthy to be in that headspace. And at all times. And that may go against like the church. And so ultimately I'm going to be humble to that lesson. I did kind of realize that everything I want about weed, it really is just kind of like mimicking like the grace and peace you get with the Holy Spirit. When you actually have that indwelling of the Holy Spirit. But that being said, like, it definitely is a pattern interrupter. It just like immediately gets you into a different headspace. And yeah, so the creativity flows. There's something about weed where it narrows the scope of what you're thinking about, and almost it does kind of like open you up to those thoughts. But who are you listening to? That's also important too. Who are you listening to?
Yeah. One thing I wanted to circle back on was the idea of like the retard maxing and just going head forward. There's a famous like quote. I think Kanye West was on like a talk show. It was about the coffee tables where there's a kid that jumps on a coffee table, and then the adult shows up right when he's a little baby. He's like, "Hey, don't jump on the coffee table. It's a coffee table." And by the time you're like 40, you got a whole wall of coffee tables and rules and things by society that tell you can't do this or you can't do that. And I really like this retard maxing just off of a quick Google search. Like, just jump in, just dive in, and you'll figure it out on the way. And don't let these coffee tables stop you from pursuing what you want to pursue. Weed. Okay, hang on. He says it like this: if you hang around people who act like you aren't who you are, then you'll forget who you are.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's a fucking clip, and I had to like pause it one by one.
No worries.
But yeah, it's like a lot of times I've been hanging out with the wrong people, and there's some traits that I like about them, but that at the end I just it gives a lot of the times it gives me the ick, and that's not who I want to be, and I'll forget who I actually want to be, and I'll mimic those traits, and that's not who I am at the end of the day. So surrounding yourself with the people who you look up to, or the attributes that you crave to have, that you want to have, and the people who have similar values like you. It's important to surround yourself with those type of people. My dad always says, a man is known by the company he keeps, right? Like, if a lawyer's hanging around with 5 drug dealers, the lawyer's going to be known as a drug dealer. He's going to be associated with the drug dealers. He's going to be known with the drug dealers, right? And if a drug dealer is going to be hanging around with 6, 7 lawyers, eventually he's going to pick up on the attributes of the lawyers, and he's going to start becoming and thinking like a lawyer. So I think it's very, very important who we talk to, who we associate with, and who we share our electromagnetic field with as well. And it's very important. When you're talking to someone, we're meshing minds together, and we're formulating things. We're formulating thoughts, opinions, creating values that that are dear to us, and it's important we hold ourselves to that standard.
For sure. I was going to say, there's a quote similar to your dad's: show me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are. And I have an example of that. I met some friends who were actually very smart, intuitive people. They're all engineers. But this was at a time where I was figuring myself out. I just graduated college and I was really into partying and drinking and doing things like that. And so were they. And the only relationship that we really had was hanging out on the weekends, getting drunk, getting shit faced. And they were going on to do great things and studying because they were able to do it, but I was figuring myself out. So I was hanging out with them, not realizing that I was becoming them only at night because that's the only time I spent with them, was getting drunk with them. And turned out that I didn't really have a friendship with these guys. I just turned into this particular person when I was with them.
Yeah,
Who knows
man.
what would have happened if I studied with them, right?
A lot of the connection we bring is like doing the things together, associating our, you associate your friendship with whatever we do, then and there. It's and then it's good to point out, like, do we ever hang out outside this time of period where we're just getting drunk or getting high or doing whatever fucking bullshit we're doing? Are we? Yeah, are we having some meaningful conversations? Are we trying to better ourselves out? Can we stay sober together for like one fucking day? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or so if let's say you're like a different person at 5 different times a day, like these could be geniuses, whatever they're working on. But if your only relation to them is when you're doing something low vibrational, which drinking doesn't have to be low vibrational, but let's just say it is. Like if it's repeated, like habitual, like it doesn't matter how smart that's when the whole logic of who you hang around with falls apart. It's because it is to the extent of like, if I'm hanging out with geniuses, but the only time I'm hanging out with them is in times where I'm inebriated and the focus isn't on what actually makes them great, then the only aspect I'm going to be known for in relation to them is that low vibrational state. It's not the high vibrational state. So it matters who you hang out with, but also at what time you're hanging out with them. Yeah, like that's
and what
very
you're
true.
doing with them. Yeah.
Right. All right.
Honestly, I like how our conversation is going. We talked about a variety of things. It's actually a good one.
Dude, my biggest problem right now that I'm dealing with is I'm getting I've put blockers on every single website to where I just can't see comments anymore. I'm so tired of comments. So tired of comments.
Does comments influence you a lot, or did you get just
like an energy
stuck
drain.
doom scrolling?
It's just an energy drain. Like, you want to keep the comments on. Like, the only times I want to keep the comments on is like, it's never to actually I don't care what someone, like, not to be like a stoner or whatever, but like, dude, commentating, like, I don't need to hear your commentation. Like, you're commentating on bullshit. And that, like, can you think of anything more of a time waste than trying to convince someone of something in an Instagram comment section?
The comment warriors are.
Oh my
comment
God.
warriors are crazy.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes I'm scrolling down the comments and I'm like, I replied to something and it fucking pisses me off, and I'm doing this whole paragraph essay.
By these idiots?
Yeah, and then I'm like, in the end of it, I'm like, should I even fucking post this? Do I even care? And I'm wasted like 10 minutes typing up this thing. I'm not even replying to that fucking bullshit.
It's the most ego-driven thing in our digital society nowadays, where I have to get the last word in a comment section.
Right.
Well,
and also Reels.
It's totally.
It's like, it's so fucking draining too. Like, I love Instagram Reels. At times I get like the most fucking barbaric, Epstein, Jewy fucking Reels on my Instagram. And, like before I'm going to be doing applications, and I just, I open up Instagram and I go into Reels and I'm stuck fucking 3-4 minutes in a loop of just scrolling. And I lose my patience. I lose my attention.
I love Instagram Reels. I noticed the immediate problem is when I start taking it too seriously. Like, why am I care? Like, for example, let me, and this is true about anything on social media, but I saw a video of like some loiterer who was like filming a synagogue, and like this Jewish rabbi came out and like they were both kind of being assholes towards each other, but like no one was in the right. And it ended up with like them fighting and like the Jewish guy getting socked in the face. And I went to the likes and I saw this shit had 250,000 likes on it. And I'm like, oh no, dude. People are so desperate for validation because of what's happening in the world that they are pouring their emotions into a fucking video on Instagram Reels about a guy getting punched in the face, because to them that archetypically in the back of their subconscious represents a victory over like their perceived enemy. The second you start taking Reels seriously and start investing your emotions into it like that, like, oh my gosh, what a waste of time. Like you're not actually moving the needle forward, and in fact it's demonic. Like you're pouring this evil energy into wanting to see like vengeance to be poured out and taken on someone. Like it's so, the energy is so bad. Like let's say you wanted to improve something. Is it gonna in any way come from you getting emotionally drained over something on your scrying mirror? Like,
well, I was going to take this in like a different direction and say that when people post these comments, whether negative or positive, it's like the new era of people wanting to enter the digital world, right? I mean, that's really what comments are. It's like they want to live in the digital world. They'll pour out their emotion. They'll pour out their, however they're feeling or their opinion on a matter. And that's their way of connecting with the digital world. Like you said, I don't think it's moving the needle in society. We're not getting better by doing this. When I watch Reels or anything, usually I'll take in the stuff that's educational, right? Or any news or something like that, and apply it to my real world. And, if I see somebody getting punched on the street, I think critically, how can I apply this to the real world? If I'm outside and I see somebody getting punched in the street, do I step in? Do I mind my business? Those are questions you should be asking yourself instead of commenting how you feel about a specific thing. It's unique. I mean, but that's the world we live in.
To live in the digital world like that, like everything people want is a problem. Like is a problem found within the actual world, and we've been given this fake world to pour out all our grievances into, so that we get so emotionally drained by the end of it, whether we feel accomplished or like, sad or whatever. By the end of it, we're just completely drained, and nothing has actually changed on the outside. Right. Nothing has changed on the outside. So it would be better for people to be totally uneducated on the JQ, on everything else, if at all times all they're doing is just festering in their disappointment. Like that's exactly what they want. Like if you believe in spiritual energy harvesting or whatever, who cares? That's irrelevant, honestly. It's just the fact that nothing is actually getting accomplished in your own life, which again is falling into being an idiot. Like you should just be so focused. Like I was just having a conversation with Tommy on like soy jacks, Pepe, and like what made that like so awesome in 2016, and like why we're kind of like seeing that like awesome feeling again now with like the Epstein edits and like, the Agartha edits, and it's like what makes that so awesome is that it's so impossible to take seriously that it's just fun.
Yeah.
Like why was it basically like a death sentence to be a liberal in 2016? Because if you were getting mad at Pepe, you've already lost. Like Pepe is something you can't, like it's like smoke. The second you try to like grasp at it, you've lost. The second you get mad at the Agartha, and this goes towards like what people don't understand about soy jacks. The second you make it actually about something hateful or something like that, like even if it looks like that on the outside, if you start internalizing and focusing on it too much and getting angry about it, then you've missed the whole point. The whole
Now,
point is to just like it's to joke around. That's why Shia LaBeouf was so funny. Because here's an idiot that's taking what is supposed to just be like retarded and mockery and taking it seriously. You can't get mad at the jester. Yeah. You're getting mad at the jester. And we're at a point in social media where everyone's just getting fucking mad at the jester. Like, no wonder it's so messed up.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people getting very emotional over politics. You know, people have. I was talking to someone on Discord. He's like, I don't really hate anyone except for Trump. I really, really, really hate Trump. And I was like, that's very funny. You know, like, you don't even know the guy. Yeah, I mean, there's so many fucking clips about him. There's the whole autobiography on him. You can really get to know his life and everything. But it's really funny. He doesn't hate anyone except this politician he has never met in his life.
Right, who likely doesn't even have much an effect. I mean, sure, president, leader of the free world, whatever,
right,
can have an effect on your life, but your daily life is a little extreme.
It's insane. It's insane.
He's taking over, or he's altering your life on a day-to-day basis, so you have that much hate for him.
And I told him, like, you know, like, I don't really go out my way to go all into politics like that, because I have a life of myself and I care about making my own bed first, then going into politics. Like, I want to get my shit set up. And people are like, oh, you're so fucking selfish that you don't even want to care about other people and policies and this and this and this. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking selfish.
Oh my gosh.
I want to get my fucking shit done. I want to make it in life and then care about politics, because this shit is not making my money.
People are too in their head and overly rational. They want to be able to explain everything. They want to, like, so I was talking about, again, we were talking about why I hate comments. The solution to why I hate the solution to comments is to just only post GIFs. Only post GIFs. Like, when I go on Instagram and my favorite posts, like, of memes or whatever, when I open the comments, I'm smiling, but that's usually only when I'm not reading something and I'm just looking at funny ass GIFs. And it just circles back to the whole, like, like, the moment you try to rationalize, comment, say an opinion, get too serious, you've lost the plot. Right. The moment you try saying, he will not divide us, and getting mad at Pepe, you've lost the plot. Yeah. You have to rise above the matrix per se, like, not the matrix, but the matrix of thought per se, and, like, stop getting so frustrated and mad at these things. Like, the person who wins is the person who doesn't give a shit and is just there to have fun. And that's what the whole 2016 energy was about. Yeah. That's what 2024 energy, leading into 2025 energy, was all about. And it's like, the second you escape that, you've lost. Whether it's the liberals winning or the conservatives winning, the people that have memes on their side, memes and pictures and paintings and art on their side, the people who have art are the people that are winning, not the people who are fucking making 5-page essays, you know, over-rationalizing shit. It's almost like with women, too. Yeah. Like, women, you know you're winning when you have the women on your side, like, in the movement. And right now, like, all the women are wanting to wear sundresses and this and that. And, you know, like, obviously this would require context, but for the sake of, like, just being, you know, whatever, like, women are irrational. So being irrational is not about having everything logically formatted. It's like just going with what emotionally feels right. And so when you see a funny ass image or funny GIF, like, what do you think has made more people right wing? Funny ass memes or your dissertation in the comment section? Funny. 100%. What has made people love Trump more? When he says something really funny, over the top, ridiculous, or when you know, Jeb Bush gets in and talks about, like, policy. No, everything is about who is funnier and who just has, like,
more likable, more charismatic, right? Exactly, right? Now, every job interview, like, they will take the person who's more likable, more charismatic than the person who knows every fucking little thing. Like let's say this guy is Einstein, right? He will take the person who's more charismatic, more likable than the fucking Einstein who's not likable. 100%.
Yeah, in today's society, that's what it is. It's to the Trump thing. In 2016, his campaign was all about memes and making fun of Hillary Clinton and trying to get people to laugh. And that's what made him more likable. And I think that's ultimately what won him the election.
Yeah, I think like especially on the right, I don't think anyone has really joined the right until it became like funny, humorous, and likable.
Right. It's like it was the beginning of the
left became too serious.
100%.
The left became too serious. The right became free speech and like, hey, anything goes. Just have a laugh about it. Don't take it that serious.
No, I was talking to sorry, I was talking to a family member, and he's very he's very democratic, and I think like my sister and my brother-in-law, they're pretty left-leaning as well. They're Democrat. They're very they're definitely associate themselves with the leftist party, and I had a thing that I told one of my family members. And I told him, like, yeah, I think all politics is just division. That's all it is at the end of the day. Left, right, whatever it is. Creating policies and making the other people mad and making policies making the other people mad. And he just got so fucking angry about that. He's just said, like, and he just thought that was a very pessimistic, nihilistic view of politics. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm sure politics achieves something at the end of the day, but if you're looking at the broader picture, all it does is divide people more and more into like subgroups.
Let me just speak to that real quick. It's like, okay, maybe he's like getting pessimistic. Because nothing ever happens in policy.
And I think he studied politics. He was a political science major himself.
Right.
So
well, then he should know that the person that wins is winning off who has the most aura. Obama was winning in 2008 because he had the most aura and he had the best imagery.
He was the first black president.
Right.
So, yeah.
The funny thing is like it is kind of nihilistic to understand that nothing matters because all politics right now is kind of just a game of images because the same shit, regardless of what we want, left or right, still.
Yeah, it's a fucking pattern. Can you not? Yeah.
Right. So, but it is still true, though, that regardless of whether or not everything still goes the same and nothing ever matters, the person that gets elected won because they were the most charismatic and they had like the better image. They had the symbol that most people wanted to identify themselves with. That's all that won, even if nothing actually changed. Because Obama and Trump, we're still in the same trajectory we were. Which is
that's how majority of the people vote. I mean, not majority of the people, I should say. A lot of people live by the left or live by the right. But the ones that usually sway the elections are ones who just, look at an image and they're like, this person kind of fits me. I like this person. I'll give you an example. My mom, she's only ever voted one time, and it was in 2004. It was George Bush against, what's his name? John Kerry. She's like, John Kerry was a Democrat. She's like, I don't like the way he looks. George Bush looks a lot funnier and like cuter. I'm gonna vote for him.
Yeah.
And she went to the poll and she voted and she got the sticker. Like that's
how.
I mean, see, like that Looksmaxxing can just see like that in itself looks.
Back to
it's funny.
Full circle.
It's
would
like
get so mad at that too. But at the end of the
looks
day,
fucking matter. It's just.
At the end of the day, like people would be like, "Oh, well, he doesn't have this. He doesn't support this Paul. Like, you should be voting based on Paul." It's like, dude, none of it matters. It's actually more funny and base that she voted based on looks. Like, that's what these idiots don't get about with like the whole Gavin Newsom, JD Vance thing. It's like,
dude, yeah.
Gen Z is at the point where we know this shit's all bullshit. All right, we know it's all bullshit. So, and boomers just don't get it. Like, we would rather just focus on the aesthetics because at least
and late millennials
more truth.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more truth in beauty than there is in the political system. We'd rather see someone more beautiful, even though because it's all fake. We're either getting the Palantir bullshit or we're getting mass immigration. All right.
It's either we're shifting the hate on Mexicans or we're shifting it on the Indians or we're shifting on to whatever the Somalians or whatever ethnicity that deserves the heat at that moment. And we're forgetting the bigger picture of, Israel or the Epstein files, and it's just
like it's, like
I would argue
and
those
that's
are part of
another
the same
thing.
Yeah,
it's like no one.
I agree.
I don't think most people hate minorities, and It's just that, like, dude, like, it's not even like the minority. It's not the minority's fault that they're here. Like, stop getting fucking mad at the Muslims and all. Like, yeah, I don't want them here, and yeah, they got to go back. But why are they here? They're not here because it's not their fault. Like, stop getting mad at them. Like, you're putting the anger at the wrong person. Put the anger at the people that brought them here, right? No,
100%. And then the government allows this to happen. And it allows.
No one was mad at Indians 10 years ago, by the way. Like,
yeah.
Everyone had a positive view of Indians.
It's crazy how much hate there is on Indians. Like, there's now a lot of Indians I know, they're becoming self-hating Indians now. They fucking hate their country.
It's sad.
They don't want to listen to them. Like, they just.
But it's happening that way because they're basically being used as a weapon to replace other people, and people are getting like.
I mean, bro,
mad, like,
if you want to outsource, you go to the fucking Indians. They'll do the work for you 10 times better for a lower price. So
in the mind of a Westerner, it's what the idea, the archetype, the symbol of what an Indian has turned from being an actual person to being a symbol of replacement migration. And so the hate then gets thrown on. And like, there's a big difference between the Indians that are coming in now and the Indians that have been here. Like, there's a lot of people. The Indians who are coming in here in the past were the apex, the top people. It was really the whole idea of like making America great, where the best of the best from all the world was coming in. But now we're just all it is just a use of people as a means of propping up GDP for boomers, basically. So
yeah, I was gonna say also the idea of like, especially because we're mainly talking about Americans and the immigrants who've been here for a while. The reason why I think a lot of them have the hate towards where they come from is because they've become American, right? It's become part of their identity. I don't know if I knock them for it. I understand it. They are forming their own sort of identity. And sometimes the thing that makes me laugh the most is that white Americans kind of look at the foreign Americans as people who aren't actually Americans, when in reality, these are the people forming the true identity of this country. And that's where they're beginning to hate on their people or their ancestors or where they come from. It's an interesting shift in how we perceive people from outside of this country nowadays.
Well, I'll say it like this. There's an established identity in America, and people come into America and mesh into that identity.
Yes.
And then they no longer, they see, like, but it almost is like if you are a minority who's a second, third gen here and you truly love being American, it's almost like with everything happening, it's like you're getting the same effect as like a mixed race kid, because it's like you have this conflicting identity of the people that look like you that are halfway across the world and have a totally different culture, but you're now part of a different culture in America, and yet people in America are looking at you and be like, you don't belong here. And it's like, it is like almost a mixed race energy going on. But that's why, like, right now, like, oh my gosh, like, as many people as there can be, we got to be like as compassionate as possible towards everyone. I may get frustrated with certain people, but I'm never going to blame them.
Yeah, I mean, stereotypes exist for a reason.
Right, like, there should be correction. Like, bro, this is America, all right? Like, you better act a certain way, and I'm going to hold you accountable to that. But, like, at the end of the day, I'm not in control of border immigration. No, like, I can't afford to get mad. It's in the same way as, like, I'm getting mad at, like, yes, I'm frustrated, but if I am resounding to be angry all the time, even if it's justified, that is when you actually lose. That's when you actually
why
lose.
would you want to be in a lower vibration? Why would you want to go to lower why would you want to go into a lower conscious emotion? You know, I think we all seen
Right.
the fucking heights of consciousness of emotions.
You can be right and still be wrong.
100%.
You can be right and still be wrong.
Right, right. And it's like why go to that struggle? Why put yourself in that position to do that? You know, it's better to be in love, joy, peace, and enlightenment
Yeah.
than just to
Here's
be in.
to come
Yeah.
full circle with the masculinity guys. With Andrew Tate, he has like a quote he said before. He's like, "Why would you want to?" This is about sadness. He's like, "You know, a bad day is coming. Why would I want to be in such a like negative mental state when I know one's coming?" And what he means by that is like, a family member in your life will die eventually. Why am I looking to chase that right now? So the more I give the attention to something negative, angry, sad, whatever it may be, it's kind of dragging you down, and there's no need for it. Always look for the. I like what you shared with us, the omega. What is it called?
This is
Yeah.
what were you gonna say? This is the 5 levels of consciousness. Not 5
5
levels of consciousness, but this is Daniel Goldsman's model of emotional action. I think this is Daniel Hawkins' diagram about.
Yeah. It's
My
like
bad.
you should be on the upper tiers of this
Right.
chart.
Yeah, he measures consciousness of themselves, of like specific energy levels of these emotions, and yeah.
No, I mean, like, bro, I'm a chud, man. Like, I get it.
What does
I'm a
chud?
freaking
Chud mean?
It's
Really?
CHAD or CHUD.
UD.
Chud. Yeah, chud is it's kind of like an angry incel archetype, where it's like you're a little pessimistic. Like that's where the whole idea of like nothing ever happens. You know, like the image of that guy. Like that's a chud. That's Chud Jack. You know, so a soy Jack. And it's like I am that way a lot of the times.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a chud. But and it's like there's again like I could be right about something and yet still be wrong about everything about it, because like, okay, you may be right about the stats, you may be right about, and you may be justified with it, what you're saying, but you are losing if you're constantly in this negative energy. Like there's some retard who's pumping iron and like smiling at a field of flowers right now, and you're looking at that field of flowers and instead you're thinking about like some bullshit in the election, some bullshit in the political cycle.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, look at the flowers. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're beautiful, bro.
Someone told me this quote, right? It's like, look at the gaps, not the trees. This guy, you could put this into any sport of your choice, really. But this guy, he likes to snowboard, and he was telling me like, like usually the good snow is between the trees, because people never go between the trees because they're too scared to go between the trees. So that's where the good snow is, and all the melted snow is on the other side, but the good snow is in the trees, and he's kind of scared to go in. Between the trees. He's like, man, look at the trees, and it's like, man, don't look at the trees, look at the gaps.
Yeah. Take
Right.
your own path. The trees
Yeah.
are obstacles, right? You know you're going to face obstacles.
Exactly. Look at the way, not the
Progress
obstacles.
in life.
Exactly.
Find
And
your path and dodge the obstacles.
this can be applied to a lot of affirmations too. If you keep thinking like, I'm not a bitch, I'm not a bitch, I'm not a bitch. What are you thinking? You're thinking of being a
Think
bitch.
about being a bitch.
But if you're thinking, I am the man, I am the man, I am that man, you are thinking about the man. And it's we love thinking negatively, and it's just like it's a disease that we just love. Just getting.
Let's let it tie back into the whole thing about like comments and memes. It's like, dude, like, be the Chad that's just like smiling and like enjoying the memes and the gifs, and not being so focused on the rhetoric and the comments. It's like
slop, bro. It's complete.
It's going slob, bro.
Yeah.
It's the irony. Sorry, one last final thought. The irony is that trying to be more intellectual is just a way deeper form of slop than just enjoying than just enjoying the fucking funny ass image on the screen, bro. Like when you see KSI, Logan Paul, and like the Egyptian gambling picture, and like, you know, KSI's and the Nazi uniform, or KSI's Yakub, and like, how can, like, if you, the second you overthink that and like try to like get mad at it, you've lost. The whole point is that they're smiling and laughing at you in a sense, like, you know, stop, don't overthink it.
Honestly,
have fun.
I was gonna say, to come full circle with Looksmaxxing, and after fixing your external, this is the best way to fix your internal. Is like, don't take things too seriously. No one's saying you shouldn't have a serious side to you, but you should definitely be taking things a lot lighter, going with the flow. You know, so I think it's an important
100%.
take for men in general, if they're, you know, working on masculinity.
You should
You know,
be serious
one of my
in
favorite quotes by
meditation.
Bukowski is he says, "An intellectual says a simple thing in a hard way, an artist says a hard thing in a simple way." You know, we could say something that's so fucking profound and amazing, but to say it in a simple way, to get the point across, rather than saying it's such a complex way to make yourself feel smart, and it's just no point.
Oh man, it reminds me of a person that I used to, you know, have conversations with, and anytime I would say something, it'd be in a simple sentence, right? I wouldn't use complex words or anything like that, and he would respond to me to try and, like, you know, show off his ego a little bit, that he knows complex words, and I'm just like, I look at him, I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Just break it down in simple terms. Like, who cares? I don't care that you know more words than me. So, you know, take things lightly. It's not that serious.
100%. Tread things lightly.
Yeah.
All right, guys, is that a wrap?
All right, wrap it up. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say wrap it up, but honestly, it's a good start.
There's more to talk about, but that's why there's gonna be more episodes. So.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm gonna
And it's like,
favela.
then don't take it too seriously.
What does favela mean?
Just
Favela
like
is,
it's a slum.
Yeah, like where it's known in it's a Brazilian
Favela.
term, where it's like the slums of Brazil.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
favela.
Because the internet is just like, the internet is a literally slum fest.
Right now, more than ever, and it's like, okay.
If you try
so
and build some structure,
let's
it'll fall
first of
apart.
all be more present in the real world, and secondly, if we're gonna be online, don't even, if you see a comment, don't even read it.
Yeah,
Don't look at it. Don't read it.
it's
Be joy maxing. Be retard maxing. Just be living in the moment and be like, oh, that's cool. Oh,
Yeah, I
I
was
saw a
gonna say-
comment. Oh, okay, whatever.
Amen
Yeah.
to that.
it's
Yeah.
limitless. The internet
Yeah.
should be limitless. It's like you shouldn't have boundaries on the internet.
Yeah.
Obviously within good reason. When there's like fucking violence being enforced upon you, maybe take that a little bit seriously. But in other words,
Right.
protect
But, like,
yourself for sure.
Most people are definitely not getting that. And in fact, most people on the internet are just craving some level of interaction.
Or
It's the
attention.
only reason they're commenting. They're only commenting because they're not actually posting videos. They want the same feeling of heardness, being heard, being respected, but they're not even like, they don't even have the balls enough to like record a video.
Yeah.
So when they're in the comment section, like who are you actually trying, like, are you trying to help someone? Like maybe like 3% of people are actually trying to help someone. At the end of the day, if you're and by the way, if you're posting a GIF, that's totally different. But if you're commenting something,
Yeah.
you want your opinion to be heard. You are commentating on a subject. Who cares? No one
Yeah,
cares.
you're preaching into nothing.
You're just doing it because I mean, like, bro, like, especially now, everyone wants to be known at how esoteric they are. Oh my gosh, I'm so esoteric. Oh my gosh. And it's like, why?
I saw this
Why do you
person on
want people to
Discord
know?
the other
Why do you
day.
want people to know?
His it was esoterically inclined. The fucking banner was just like, it's just like bookshelves and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. This
Yeah.
guy's esoteric.
Let it tie back into Clav for a second, where it's like, why are you so hungry for other people's validation?
Yeah.
I want to look pretty so that girls will love me. It's like, bro, like, yes, But imagine if you were a wellspring of positive energy and like high vibrational energy. By the way, it wouldn't matter what you look like.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of people that are really hot, but then like girls are like, ew, because he's kind of like a weird freak loser who isn't that entertaining. Like it gets you through the door. And that should be the lesson of Clav is like, yes, Looksmaxx, to like give yourself more opportunities, but it's not going to save you, bro.
Yeah, he acts like he's Patrick Bateman, and he takes things a little too seriously too.
You know what I think about? I think about SpongeBob, and when he was writing the essay, for whatever reason, this is how I'm picturing it. When he wrote the word "the," it looks fucking amazing. But he sat there for fucking 15 minutes, and he couldn't fucking think of anything else.
Right.
That's pretty much what Looksmaxxing is. Like, okay,
oh my gosh,
pretty at the beginning,
that's good.
But there's no content under it. So
that's so good. Yeah, like, I mean, that's you're going on the internet to basically justify the of whoever you are without actually going in, like without actually knowing internally who you are. You know, that's the whole rest of the paragraph. But yeah, you're just focused on the. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Who knows, man?
So yeah,
have fun with it.
Superficiality and, you know, being an idiot. Stop overthinking things. Retard Max.
100%.
Head first. Wear tinfoil on your head.
God.
Wear tinfoil on your head and put a blindfold on and just sprint in the field, I guess.
God.
And then imagine that. Yeah, that's great. Put a blindfold on, sprint in the field, and don't focus on your destination and take it off and realize how far you've gone.
Right. And honestly, I saw this on Twitter. It's like the people who actually get the work done, the billionaires, they're not really thinking about the effort. They're just thinking about the outcome. At the end of the day, they're not thinking about how much. Oh, I have to get this essay done. Oh, I have to write this amount of words, this and this. No. They're thinking about what this essay can fucking achieve for them, or whatever this grade is gonna achieve for them, whatever invention this is gonna be. Not about the effort it's gonna be.
Thinking about the retard is thinking about the chicken sandwich right now, and he's going to fight. He's gonna bite. He's going to do everything to get to the chicken sandwich. He's not focused on how hard it is to get to the chicken sandwich. He's just focused on screaming, chicken sandwich. Like that's all he wants, dude. And he's not going to let any wrangler get a hold of him. He's going to sprint for that sandwich, do everything. And like, you got to have the same energy. Everything is about, like the destination. What is it you want? And be so retarded about it. Be so retarded about it. And just let your mind only be filled with how awesome it's going to be when you're there and when you're doing it, and live that out as it is now. Like, right? Like that's the whole point of manifestation is like, you're supposed to like imagine what it like manifesting is retarded.
What? You think so?
I mean, it's tied to retard maxing. It's like,
yes,
I believe in something that's probably way outlandish, but in reality, the more I believe into it, eventually I'm gonna fucking get there, aren't I?
Manifesting is retarded. Having faith in God is retarded because you can't actually rationalize it. You just have to actually do it, and on the other side of it, then you actually see it for what it is. It's true. It's real. Same with manifestation. Okay. You are retarded. I'm currently believing in a thing that isn't real, but I want it to be real, and I believe it. That's retarded.
Yeah,
it is. And then once you get there,
but it's so good.
Yeah, once you get there, is it really retarded? No. But the process.
You got what you wanted.
Yeah, the process.
Oh my gosh, Clav is so retarded. Why would he put so much effort in all this Looksmaxxing? Doesn't he realize this is all ridiculous? Oh, now Clav is the famous one.
Yeah. Holy shit.
He was so focused on it. You have to be so honed in, focused on it. Ignore everything else. You are the only person that exists, and your vision and your dream is the only thing that's real. Obvious caveats, but regardless, everyone was called a fool before they made it with anything, and that's the essence of retard maxing. Yeah. It's really hard to actually implement, though, if you're an overthinking idiot, which I am. So it's like step by step, realize, am I thinking about this too much, or am I not focused on what I want? Like, and that's the other hard thing. Like, what vision do you actually have a vision you want? Like, might take time to develop, and then you fall into another trap of thinking about the vision. It's like, that's also a trap. Don't overthink the vision. Sometimes you just gotta like do enough things in your day, and then the vision comes about. Like you almost, to think about the just doing more of whatever it is, go on more walks, whatever it is. Like, but yeah, the last thing you should be doing is thinking.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really enjoyed this fucking podcast. This conversation. This is great. Honestly, I love this. This is amazing.
Good conversation. I think let's go be fools. And
100%. Let's retard
I'm gonna
Max.
go skip in the park, bro. I'm gonna go skip in the field with some lilies, and I'm not gonna care what anyone else thinks. I'm gonna play
100%.
hopscotch and not care.
Hell yeah. We'll see you on the other side.
All right, guys.
Where the grass
Have
is
a good one.
greener. All right, we'll see. We'll do another one next week.